Let me start with this question because it matters more than people realize. What if the next big move in Bitcoins doesn't start with hype, chart, or retail excitement, but with something else far more boring, far more powerful, and far more predictable? Liquidities. Because when you strip everything else away, when you ignore the noise, the narrative, the panic, the overconfidence, the fear, Bitcoin still moves inside the same financial systems as everything else, and that system runs on liquidities. Now, for a lot of people, the headlines you're about to hear sound complicated, even intimidating. Words like monetary policy, interest rates, quantitative easing. Most people tune out right there. But if you're a new investor, if you're just starting to understand Bitcoin, this is actually one of the most important stories you can learn early on because it explains why prices move, not just what happens, but what's likely coming next. Here's the core ideas, and then we'll unpack it slowly. A major crypto executive believes Bitcoins could rise in 2026 because the system may be flooded with liquidity again. No hype, no speculation, liquidity. According to Bill Beihai, the CEO of Abra, we may heading into a period where the Federal Reserve injects what he called a massive amounts of liquidities back into the markets, lowest rate possible quantitative easing, and a renewed push to support government's debt. And historically, when that happens, assets like Bitcoin tends to benefit. Now, before anyone jumps into conclusion, let's slow this down and put it in real world terms. Liquidities is simply how much money is flowing through the system. When liquidities is tight, everything feels heavy. Borrowings is expensive, risks disappear, prices struggle, people get cautious. Now, when liquidities is loose, everything changes. Monies look for a home. Investors take risks again. Assets reprice upward, not because they suddenly became better, but because there's more capital chasing them. Bitcoin have lived through this cycle before. Think back to 2020 and 21. That was not magic. That was liquidity. Rates went to zero. Trillions were injected. Money had nowhere to go. Bitcoin absorbed part of that energy. Now, according to Beihai, we're starting to see signs of that environment is returning. He pointed out something subtle but important. The Federal Reserve has already started buying their own bonds again, quietly, carefully, what he calls quantitative easing light. That's matter because it tells us something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Demands for government debt may be weakening. Interest rates are coming down. And when the government needs buyers for their debt and markets hesitate, central banks have to step in. That's liquidity. And liquidity historically doesn't sit still. It flows into assets, stocks, real estate, and yes, Bitcoin. Now, for a new investor, this part is critical to understand. Bitcoin doesn't need perfections to rise. It doesn't need anyone to agree. It doesn't need the systems to be healthy. In fact, Bitcoin often benefits when the system is trying to stabilize itself, when policymakers are cutting rates, when central banks are backstopping markets, when policymakers are cutting rates, when money are being created faster than confidence is. That's when Bitcoin quietly absorbs that excess liquidities and reprices higher over time. It doesn't need hype, it just needs to be there, scarce and available. And that's the helpful takeaway for the futures. Focus less on short-term predictions and more on understanding these bigger structural forces. If liquidity expands in 2026, Bitcoin doesn't need a frenzy to benefit. It just needs to exist as a reliable, scarce asset in the world, looking for places to put capital. And that's where we'll wrap it up today. And my friends, don't forget to hold it tight and stack it right. Take care.